What does it mean to be a child of God? This is the story, The Vision, from my book, God's Wake-Up Call by Nancy Hilton. Once upon a time, in a land that existed a long time ago, there lived a princess of great beauty and warmth. She was renowned for her grace and kindness. Prince was, of course, charming and very handsome. After a royal wedding, they had 10 children, and their lands prospered, as well as all the people living there. The children grew up and multiplied and spread across the face of the land, both near and far. Pretty soon the world expanded with people, and great rivers were crossed and new lands inhabited. New countries were formed and great families arose, but everyone was related to the original princely couple. Every once in a while the princess would hear from her far-off children asking for advice. She also heard of wars and battles where people died. She heard of great burnings and also great prosperity. She heard of worlds unknown and family gatherings to which she was invited. She listened to their mistakes, shared their happiness, gloried in their triumphs, and wept with them as well. One lovely morning she was sitting in her room, wondering why there was so much death and destruction. Why would countries declare war on each other? After all, they were all brothers and sisters. Why should they hurt one another? She shook her head, and a tear spilled down her cheek. What could have turned brother against brother? We are all from the same family. Why would they harm one another? She walked into her husband's study. The light was streaming in the window and his gray hair shone. She touched his head and soothed his cheek. "My husband, my love, I do not understand. Please give me some of your time and explain to me what happened. I had a great vision for our children to live in peace and contentment. They multiplied and spread across this great world. They wandered near and far and created other children in other ways. My vision for peace has fallen apart. They are all our children. How could they not understand that when they do wrong to each other, they are killing their own family?" Her princely husband looked at her with sad eyes. "Yes, my lovely wife, I know of your vision. I share it as well. When we found each other, I prayed to God for his vision and the peace and love that has prospered our people and our lives. I asked for God's love to permeate everything that we do and every family member. God agreed and revealed his laws and his plan of salvation to guide us. We should live according to the laws God gave us and the salvation of Jesus Christ. The vision was passed down from generation to generation, but God also gave us agency to choose for ourselves. His vision was for us all to choose him and to follow his plan. So why would we not do that? God has provided so much for us, and we could live in peace and the shelter of his love. What joy we have on this earth. Some of our children chose another way. They chose a path of lies, greed, power over others, deceit and dishonesty. They sought the world and its silver and gold. They did not understand that all we have is because of God's blessings. They could have had everything if they had chosen the right things in their lives. Instead, they chose a different path that was strewn with waste and death. It was piled up with bodies and things. They climbed a large hill only to fall by the wayside. So many of our children sought the wrong path, but we cannot choose for them, nor force them. We can only be an example for them based on our vision. That is all we can do, and pray that they return. Neither will God force us to do good, only invite us to do so. However, we are all of the same princely family, so why would we want to harm each other? Isn't there a better way? A better vision? It is my prayer that these stories will challenge you to think about the different aspects of your life. You can find links to these stories in the description. Now, I'm also a watercolor artist and decided that after my miracle, I needed to include Jesus Christ in my paintings. That's why I created my website, hiltonartist.com, so you could actually download any of these watercolors for your personal use for free.